Hey class, so for this part of the assignment, I'm going to go more in depth describing the details of how you need to put together your assignment for next week. So I'm going to go more deeply into the objective, which is we're going to transform denotation to connotation, which means we're taking the literal meaning and we are forming that into meaning that evokes a particular kind of emotion, which is what logos usually do. We're creating logos that present a particular kind of emotion or attitude to our audience that we have specifically constructed for them, right? And then the goal is to research the unique qualities of our animal, what our animals possess in conjunction with our image making skills. So what that means is from the list of the different kinds of images that you've created for the past 3 weeks, we want to take a look at certain qualities you've created or chosen to focus on in your research and match that with certain kinds of image making skills that you think are going to work well with your logo type. So if your logo is going to be hand illustrated, there needs to be a particular reason as to why that is. If your logo is computer generated, there needs to be a particular reason for that as well. So we want to think about those qualities, and we also want to make sure that those qualities of our animals translate well into the types of image making skills that we have created for the past few weeks. Then when we want to think about the concept of our store in relation to the overall logo type. So we want to think about how this particular concept of how our animal represents our brand works well with our overall name. So not only are we creating the image of the animal that is going to be our logo, but we're also doing a logo type, so that means that it has to have a name of sorts. And we also want to utilize the design elements and principles in our critical and thinking image making process. So that way, when we're creating our logo types, we are aware of things like color, shape, line, texture, and that still reinforces our making process. The assignment is due for Saturday, 9/26 at 12 noon. You're to sketch 3 concepts for your logos that can either be a company or service. Your sketches should be done with pencil, marker, computer, or iPad, but I ask that you draw neatly so that I can actually understand what your concept is and that it's very clear and concise. You want to get creative with the naming of your company or service in reference to the animal that you've chosen. So some examples that I refer to in the lecture is Tempt for Apple Dessert Shop, logo of a snake, the name Deer for the store that sells headlights, and there's more details about those naming conventions in the previous videos that I've described. The format will be 3 neatly sketched ideas for logos on in a PDF document, so a 3-page PDF, each containing a concept for a logo. You're going to save it as a PDF. You're going to upload this into Blackboard when you're finished, and you're going to save as first name, last name, art 344-1 or 344-2, depending on the section you're in. And this is what I want for you to present. 3 8.5 by 11 images. You are presenting a concept for each page that describes in detail what your logo concept is. So this first one could be, let's say we're focusing on snakes. This first one could be about perfume and scent. So present that logo right here in the form of a sketch. And then your second logo would probably be, maybe it's a college football team that is represented by the Cobras or something. So focusing on something else that depicts the tenacity of snakes. The third one could probably be maybe some kind of fashion brand of sorts that represents like maybe the types of snake skin or snake oils. I would say maybe a snake oil essential oil product So those would be my 3 types of concepts that I want to present, each on an 8.5 by 11 document that is saved as one PDF. So some of you are still uploading 3 PDFs, which is not what I want. And guys, I do take off points for format. So please, one PDF with 3 pages in it. It's a lot easier to read, it's a lot easier to upload on your end, and let's just keep it concise that way. And as always, let me know if you have any questions about the assignment. I'm here, I'm happy to help and answer any of them. And I look forward to seeing what you guys will create.